Hi, welcome along to this tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to do colour popping, image blending, and how to remove bits of a photo that you don't want. Okay, so to get this image here, from these images here, we've got a few bits to do. So we select our three images, right click, photo merge, HDR. Software merges all three together. Happy with it? You just say merge. Add it to the task. When it's finished, it will drop it down on the bottom here. Okay, so that's now completed the image. So you can see, there's quite a difference. Lightroom's also applied some changes. You can see here, it thinks are appropriate for the image. So the next step I'll do is I'll open it in the DxO filter pack I have. You don't have to do this, you can skip this step, but this is the process I follow. So that's the image without, and that's the image with. So you can see that the bridge does stand out a little bit more, but also affects the water in a way that I don't want. So without and with. So what we'll do is we'll do it that way. Click save. That will then output a new image. And then what I'll have is the same image, but one with the sky that stands out a lot more on the bridge, and one with the smooth water. So I've got my image here with the smoother water, and I've got my image here with the more contrast in the sky. So what we want to do, we select our two images. We want to open them as layers in Photoshop. And then what we can do is we can use one element from one image and one from another. So the sky from one and the sea from another, and merge it into one output file. So it opens up in Photoshop. So you can see there's my main layer with the smooth water, and there's the layer with the more detail in the sky. So both selected. Practice to highlight both, edit, auto align layers, leave it on auto, just in case. This is the same image, I'm just doing two different things with it, but you may as well get in the practice of doing this on all images. Okay, so now we select this one here, we hold down our Alt key, and we click on layer mask. Now what that's going to allow me to do with the brush tool selected, I've got the option here, select how big the brush is going to be, and then as I just hold the mouse button down, move over the sky, and you can see there it's bringing through the more contrast in the sky. You can see it's adding a bit more punch on the bridge. Okay, that process is now done. You could, if you want, do a bit there on the S, but I'm fine with that. Right click, flatten image, save it, and close that down. Go back into Lightroom, and the new image has been added. Okay, with that new image added, now what I can do is a bit of colour popping. So red is the colour I want to stand out, everything else can go. So there's a few different ways you can do this, but the one I just find easiest is to scroll down to the HSL slider, and then you can drop all the other colours down to -100. You can push red up, then you can go to vibrance, push the vibrance up, you go to contrast, put the contrast up, and you can see that now stands out really well, and it's popped the colours. The downside of doing it that way is anything that has red on it now stands out. Simple fix to that, add an adjustment brush, make sure there's nothing set on it, so everything should be 0, and then saturation down to -100. You can use the scroll on the mouse to adjust the brush size, and then just brush over anything, You see that the red just disappears. Okay, add another one. Make sure it's the same settings. Move it along. A little bit in there. You can also use exactly the same brush but for a different effect. So you can turn the saturation up. You add a bit of colour back in. So that's an orange, but since I knocked the orange off, that's why that's gone. Okay, add a different brush. Back down again. Brush. Different brush. Bit fiddly, but you know, I think the results look really good. Brush. And the last one. Okay, so there's my bridge. My red now stands out really, really well. And I've got, that's the only colour in the image. So I'm happy with that. Okay, so now we've got the colour pop inside of the image done. We've got the sky where we want it, we've got the sea where we want it. There's just some things I want to get rid of in the image. So you can see in my final image here, I haven't got those little rocks. I've just got this little bit of an S going out. So to go from this to this, if you right click, edit in Photoshop, opens up with the Lightroom adjustments. There's a feature in Photoshop which allows you to highlight. So we can put the little lasso on, highlight an area. This is trial and error. Sometimes it can just do it straight away. Edit, content or effort. Other times it takes a bit of working. So on that one, you can see it's just taking them straight away. That one's worked well. Okay, that. You have to flatten the image again between each adjustment, which is right click, flatten image. Applies those changes and try again. So let's go for that one there. Just that one done. So okay that. Okay, now let's get a bit more complicated. So we want to get rid of all these little rocks over here. Make sure to flatten the image before you do it, otherwise it just gives you an error message. Okay, not bad. You can see get a little bit there, but the important thing is to get rid of the majority of it. So what you could do is you could either unselect an area. It's got the options there where you can say I want to add that back in, and it uses that to create its edit, or you can take stuff away. Say no, just ignore all those bits or ignore anything with rocks in it, and just to see if it can try and improve. Yep, that's worked a bit more. Okay, so just keep going through the motions. For me, I just wanted to, keep this area as clean as possible. in the image. You know, this is this rock is the the main focus, obviously with the bridge, but this is the only bit I really wanted. So again, right click, flatten image. You find that once you've done it, you can then try again and again on the same area. So if we give that a go, now it hasn't got all the rocks to remove. You might be able to get that a little bit cleaner. No, done it the opposite way. So I'll cancel that. Maybe a little bit trial and error. Okay, that was good. Right, so let's try a smaller sample area and see if we can do it that way. So white, flatten image. Just try with that little section there. Okay, flatten image. Let's try with that little section there. Image. It's a weird little shape there. Look at that. Done. Flatten image. Right, let's try these sections again now. We've tidied that up. Right, that looks better. I know I'm cropping in anyway, so I'm not too bothered about this bottom corner. Right, happy with that. Final bit, I'll just see if I can do anything with that line there. Yep. Flatten the image. That's done. Save it, close it, and then go back into Lightroom. And there is our version. So now I just want to bring that in a little bit. And that's our final image. So that's the process of how to do color popping, image blending, and removing bits of an image that you don't want. Hope you've enjoyed this how-to. Look out for more on my channel. Bye for now.